Hide your online activity and location with Virtual Shield VPN. Your 20% off code and your free trial are in the description. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. Okay guys, before we get into this video, let's see if we can't snag a quick spelling lesson from the race-baiting Reverend Al Sharpton.
You know what they say about payback? It's a real... Well, I'm sure you know the word I'm thinking of. So in the words of my late friend Aretha Franklin, show some R-E-S-P-I-C-T. R-E-S-P-I-C-T.
Thanks, Al. Sounds like you've been spending a quality weekend at Hillary's, sucking down some Bloody Marys, and planning your next rant against common sense and individual liberties as you seek to create victims out of a certain racial demographic. Guys, you already know by now what I think about the Communist News Network, MSNBC, Always Broadcasting Crap Network, faux news, and nothing but crap news. We've covered the lunacy being peddled on late night television and the general mind-corroding verbal acid coming out of TVs and filling the homes of the world with 24-hour fake news cycles. But truth is always truth, and it's a crafty foe to those who have no desire to bring you anything but lies. And sometimes truth makes an unscheduled, sometimes accidental appearance. And to not acknowledge the truth, no matter whose mouth it falls out of, is to have your mind confused and cluttered by bias. In other words, truth is truth no matter who says it. Now, Bill Maher has made it clear that he is against individual liberties. This is the guy who literally wants the right to keep and bear arms eliminated. But check out what he says about Alex Jones and pay close attention to how the crowd and his guests act after he says what he says.
So I want to talk about free speech for a minute because Alex Jones, who is not my friend and who tells crazy lies about me, is thrown off Twitter, I think, and Facebook and a few other platforms. I think he's going to...
Thank God!
Well, if you're a liberal, you're supposed to be for free speech. That's free speech for the speech you hate. That's what free speech means. We're losing the thread of the concepts that are important to this country. Either you care about the real American shit or you don't. And if you do, it goes for every side. I don't like Alex Jones, but Alex Jones gets to speak. Everybody gets to speak.
Credit to where credit is due, guys. Bill Maher is about as status-minded as you can get on many issues. But what he expressed right here was right on the money. Last month, I sent out a free ebook to all my email subscribers entitled The Crowd, a study of the popular mind by Gustave Le Bon. In it, he detailed the reason for the very action you just witnessed in Maher's audience. Let's watch that again.
So I want to talk about free speech for a minute because Alex Jones, who is not my friend and who tells crazy lies about me, is thrown off Twitter, I think, and Facebook and a few other platforms. I think he's going to...
Thank God!
Well...
This crowd is literally cheering because some guy, a fellow human being with whom they obviously don't agree, was eliminated from multiple social media platforms. Think about the irony of that. Social media. There's a wide range of ideas, thoughts, and opinions within a society, and individuals within the social media corporate monopolies have conspired to silence one of the people in that society. And instead of booing that obviously individual trampling action, there are cheers from individuals in the crowd that you know would not want that same action done to themselves. They would not want their opinions to be silenced no matter how much people disagreed with them. And as you hear the crowd cheer, one of the female guests cries out, "Thank God." Look at Maher's face right here. He's like, what the hell are you people doing? You're supposed to be for the fundamental right of this constitutional republic, free speech. And look at pompous Jennifer Granholm, former Democrat governor for Michigan. This lady's a piece of work.
Sure, but he doesn't necessarily get to speak on Facebook or Twitter.
No, I get that.
If a guy goes out, and this is not opinion, if he engages in vile slander and fabrication about children who were murdered at Sandy Hook, and he harasses the parents of children who were murdered at Sandy Hook, that's not, you know what? Facebook, Twitter, none of them have an obligation to provide him a platform.
Do you understand what this guy just said? Let's think about this for a second. Unless you've done your own independent research into, let's call it, the Newtown incident, 100% of everything you know about that incident comes from mainstream media news sources. What this guy's saying is, if you don't take mainstream media's word for the events they say happen, you don't deserve to have a voice on social media. Guys, this is very important because he treats the information specifically concerning this event, and I can only imagine he thinks along the same lines about all the other reports coming out of mainstream media. He treats that information as the sacred information set in stone that cannot be questioned. And if you do, specifically as it relates to the possible deaths of children, well, you deserve to be silenced. And we've heard this objection a lot offered up as the arbitrary justification for censoring Jones. It's getting to the point where if you simply question, we're not talking about making assertions, we're talking about just questioning. If you just question the official story mainstream media is trying to sell the masses, you're marked as a lunatic conspiracy punk. And we need to shut you down and shut you up. Let's just ask some honest journalistic questions here. What's the proof that kids actually died at that school? How do we know Adam Lanza was ever on that school's property? Why don't we have one still frame of Lanza walking down the hallway from the newly installed school security cameras? Why the hell was the medical examiner, Wayne Carver, acting so stinking crazy?
You can control the situation depending on your photographer, and I have very good photographers. No, I don't.
How young?
Sorry, I don't.
How young was the youngest victim?
Sorry, I don't.
How young was the youngest?
If you simply doubt the official story, you're in danger of being deplatformed. This is nothing short of unacceptable nonsense.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But
And even more importantly, you know, this is not the internet of 1996 where you put up a website and, you know, he's using like the public pipes. Like these companies, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, these are the majority of time Americans spent on the internet, right? We're talking these for the internet. This is ABC, CBS, NBC, right? And they're making money off of him. They're running ads against him. So you know, I agree with you about free speech, and that's of concern to me as well. I also don't think those companies should be profiting off of what he's saying.
This is Adam from Adam Ruins Everything. Well, he just ruined something else, because what he just said is hypocritical and downright dishonest. How many companies out there profit handsomely by pushing globalist agendas? How many companies have profited from placing their ads on Donald Glover's hyper-viral, top-trending, murder-glorifying, terms of service violating This Is America video? And on the examples can go. So singling out Alex Jones for expressing an opinion that runs contrary to mainstream narratives is the height of hypocrisy.
And so I applaud them
we all agree on that. That private enterprise does not have any obligation.
Right.
If you make a T-shirt that says "Your mother sucks cocks in hell,"
Right.
they don't have to sell it at Baby Gap. You know, we get that. Okay. But I'm just saying.
Pretty much the same thing we're talking about here.
Okay,
No, actually, that's not what we're talking about here. If you want to compare apples with apples, this would be like Baby Gap letting that shirt be sold for years in their stores, and then one day, because a couple people got offended, they throw the maker of that shirt to the curb while they continue to sell clothing that is even more repulsive. That's what we're talking about. What they're doing is exercising selective outrage in an effort to fire up the censorship cannons. And if you smug liberal statists don't think this is going to backfire on your asses, you don't know a damn thing about history.
Yes, I understand, but I'm just saying, as a concept, we have to understand that the way to get rid of hateful things is to the sunlight best disinfectant. And a good example is, wait a second, the alt-right rally.
Yeah.
Alt-right too. The Nazis, remember last year in Charlottesville, they had their rally again.
Yes.
20 people showed up, okay? Not because we outlawed it, but because we let it happen the first time. And these mental midgets found out, oh, it's not so great when you do this in public, because then you go back to the office and people don't like you so much.
And that's somewhat of a free market statement for which I applaud Mar for making. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. And that's why censorship, which is the opposite of sunlight, is such a malignant cancer.
Steve Bannon's on television tonight.
Yeah, and what?
So I mean, the alt-right hasn't disappeared.
It's like the YouTube algorithm is the crossing guard saying, "Hey, everybody, there's a rally. You know, let's all go to the rally," and like bringing people to the Unite the Right.
And what the YouTube algorithm was doing was funneling people to Alex Jones.
Do any of these people know what the hell they're talking about? The YouTube algorithm and manual manipulation of top trending stories were working against Jones, not for him. Project Veritas clearly and concisely exposed that in this undercover video of an interview with Ernest Pettit, who's the brand and diversity curation lead for YouTube.
The media began reporting on YouTube's breaking news carousel in August. In their story, The Verge wrote, "It's unclear whether Google is populating this section algorithmically or curating content by hand." Based upon Petty's comments, the process seems to be a combination of the two.
What about the algorithms? Can you do something with that to say less of that?
Well, realistically, like that's what that news carousel kind of does. So like, it's above the search results. So at the very least, we can say that like this shelf of videos from news partners is legitimate news because we know that these are legitimate news organizations. And if at that point somebody decides they're going to scroll past that and go find Alex Jones, well, they were looking for him to begin with anyway.
There's way more going on with this censorship thing, guys, especially the way Lester Holt interviewed Twitter's Jack Dorsey. If you want me to cover more, let me know. Basically, the handwriting is on the wall. I'm sure we'll see many more channels and accounts terminated, including this one. They did it with my big channel, and I'm sure they'll do it with this backup channel. That's why I want you to take a minute and subscribe to my email list through my website. It's free. You'll get a confirmation email when you sign up, and when you get that email, confirm it and mark it as not spam. The link for that, and if you want to support this channel, the links for Patreon and PayPal are in the description. I'm going to keep making videos for you guys regardless. So let's stay connected via my email list, my BitChute channel, Instagram, and Twitter. You'll find all those links in the description and in the pinned comment. Also, there's a new shirt and a story you might want to take a look at. Politics, many blood-sucking parasites. The politician's pen is responsible for spilling more blood than any scary black AR-15 ever could. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Before you go, check out one of the most in-your-face, hard-hitting, conversation-starting shirt stores on the planet. Just by wearing one of these t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, or cutoffs, and without saying a word, you can let people know that black rifles matter. You can inform the sleeping masses that fluoride is dumbing them down, that Google is a gulag-style censorship machine, that the Department of Homeland Security is merely security theater, that the NSA makes your private life their business, that the Grim Reaper supports everyone's troops, that we need to legalize freedom, that in life there are no excuses, that CNN is a communist news network, voting is the suggestion box of slaves, that 9/11 was a lie, and that all official stories should be questioned. Also, let people know we're in the middle of a full-blown sheepvolution, taxation is theft, the IRS is an immoral robbery service, cops enjoy protecting and serving the crap out of you, that the space you occupy is not a gun-free zone, and that gun-free zones are the most dangerous places on earth. Your purchase helps support more hard-hitting content on my censored channel. As of the recording of this video, I have over 90 designs. I take your requests for new designs, and I'm adding new ones every week, so check back often. The link to the store is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.